What's happening? Nick Martinez, the Keto Dad here, and this morning we have made keto-friendly coffee cake muffins. You gotta check this stuff out. They're delicious. Even Keto Callie here loves them. Keto Juliana loves them, and I'm telling you, your whole family is gonna die for these. All right, first thing that we're gonna do is make the inside of the coffee cake. So to do that, I've got cinnamon, I've got swerve. Actually, before I do that though, I'm gonna put swerve in here. This is kind of our mixture of cinnamon and sugar. Now I've got butter, which is gonna make this nice and crumbly. And in the butter, I'm actually gonna mix in a little bit of liquid stevia, because anytime we do swerve, we always like to add in a little liquid stevia, so it counterbalances the cooling effect, and it also, the swerve kind of counterbalances the aftertaste of stevia, which makes it really, really simple and really, really nice. So I'm gonna mix that up in the butter just so it gets mixed up a little bit better than when it's just in the dry ingredients. So there we go. Now I'm gonna get a fork and I'm gonna mix this stuff together because I've got the swerve in here and I've got the cinnamon. So check that action out. And let me just give this a little mix. We're gonna set this aside. This is gonna go into the batter of the muffins, which is gonna be really, really delicious. Okay, next thing that we're gonna do is start mixing all of the dry ingredients for our coffee cake muffins here. We've got our almond flour, we've got our powdered swerve, woo, see the cloud on that one. And then we're gonna need a pinch of salt. I'm gonna do this one, okay? Oh, you wanna do the pinch? All right, here. Nice, it's like a half teaspoon of salt. All right, and we're gonna take some baking powder. And where's my teaspoon? And get this in here. All right, and we're gonna do about 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And our vanilla. Need a teaspoon of vanilla. And you know what, before I do this though, and I get something that's wet in there, I'm gonna let this just kind of mix around. There we go. All right, here we go. Just mix those dry ingredients together a little bit. Oh yeah. Okay, now for all of our wet ingredients, I've got 2 eggs that are gonna go in here. 1, and 2. And then also to add some other wet ingredients, we're gonna add a little bit of coconut almond milk. Now, if you don't have coconut almond milk, you can always just use normal almond milk. We do like the flavor of the coconut almond milk though. It adds a little bit of like toasted coconut to it, which is really good. And then I'm also gonna add in my butter. Now this is mostly melted. Not all the way like boiling butter, but it's definitely melted down. Put that in there, and then I haven't added the liquid stevia yet in. We're gonna add that, and we're gonna add in our vanilla. So let me do a couple droppers of stevia in there. And finally, our vanilla. And there we go. Now we got everything in. Let's give it a little bit of a mix. All right, here we go. Okay, we've swapped out children, and now we're gonna fill our muffin cups with our batter that we made. We're gonna only do about half of them to start with so that we can swirl in some of our cinnamon sugar mixture. So I'm gonna put these in here like this. And let me just do a couple. And then we'll add in some of our cinnamon sugar and we're gonna swirl it around. You wanna do that part? All right, we're continuing to mix them together. Callie's got her toothpick. Now, if you put less batter to start with, you're able to actually get more crumblies in, which makes it even that much better because then we're gonna cover it up with some more batter and a little bit of crumblies on top. So, I mean, this is gonna be so good. Okay, it's been a little bit of a labor of love, but they're looking delicious. Now we're gonna take a little bit of the leftover crumble and just crumble it on top. So it gives it that nice, Dad, sweet, crumbly. We're not gonna swirl them anymore though, Callie, because we want this crumble to remain on top. It's gonna be so delicious. Are you excited? I bet you are. Daddy's excited. Okay, the creation is ready. Look how delicious those look. We're gonna put them in the oven. We got it preheated to 350 degrees. We're gonna do about 20 minutes. I'm so excited to see how these turn out. Okay, these are out of the oven. They've cooled down a little bit and they look delicious. I love how well the parchment paper comes off of it. No sticking or anything. Now you can use a icing for the top of these if you want, or you can sprinkle some more crumbles on it with a little bit of butter. You can finish them however you like, but the real question is, how do they taste? Oh my goodness. The texture is just perfect. It's kind of that nice, slightly dense, but not like pound cake, but light and airy coffee cake. Oh, delicious. I love it. These are something that your kids are gonna like, your spouse is gonna like. They're gonna be a hit, and guess what? They're keto. So remember, keto can be fun. It's super simple if you apply these simple steps, and have an awesome day.